See, so everything will change. The universe has chakras just like you, and your chakras is your major organs. Every organ in your body caters to the different planets that exist. You get what I'm saying? And this is what happened to the giants that live in the inner civilizations of the earth today. We have giants that live in the earth today. And because we had certain planets going to retrograde, every time a planet goes into retrograde, it distributes new energy or chemicals. Chemical is one of the forms of energy. So therefore, one of the chakras, which is one of the organs in their body, could not adhere to or function with this chemical that came into retrograde with the planets. So therefore, they had to proceed into the inner earth to be able to survive because they could not inhale this type of what we call energy. Now, does this mean that they are weak? No, it doesn't. It just means that the intelligence that they lived on at that time had to go to sleep. The intelligence is your DNA. Your DNA, you have certain DNA in you that goes to sleep. Everything that is on your mind is in your DNA. You see, fuels are chemicals, which is one of the forms of energy. And every planet produces its own energy every 9,000 years, which travels into what we call the earth, causing the life on the earth to change. You see, the fuels from these planets activate certain parts of the brain within the people living on the earth, giving these people distinct abilities because of the activation in the brain of these people, allowing the stumbling into other dimensions, causing the psychology of these people to become more highly intuitive. There are beings that control governments from the inner civilization of the earth that knows when these energies is traveling to the earth, and they block us, melanated beings in particular, from receiving these energies because they know that we will transform. So they set up these power lines and satellites to shut down those antennas in our body, which again is the major organs. You see, our organs are communicator satellites, and they are assigned to all of the planets, connected by the dark matter that flows throughout our body and inside of our DNA. This is why they want your DNA, so that they can download these energies from our DNA. They want to download these energies into their biological computer to try to get to where we are going. You see, everything that is in our mind is in our DNA. Every time a planet goes into retrograde, our DNA changes up, meaning we receive new software or downloads in our melanin, taking us into new states of consciousness. Do you get what I'm saying? So while we are here arguing about a physical liberation, we have a spiritual liberation that is coming at this moment. And because we are not acknowledging the deepness of this consciousness that's coming in, and our mind is so stuck on physicality, a lot of us will be stuck. Some of us probably will make it into the fourth dimension and get stuck there, but many of us will not get past the fifth dimension because of the way that we're thinking. The way that you think determines where you go during the shift, because the major shift is coming, but it's not coming outside of you. No meteorologist, NASA, nobody can detect these shifts. They are only playing games with you. So when you see NASA talking about they are hearing certain sounds within the universe, distinct sounds and humming in the universe, they hear these sounds and humming, but they tell you it might be this, it might be that. They can't detect what is going on because the spiritual aspect of what is being given birth in the universe has its own language, and nobody can decode this language. No microscope, no telescope, nobody can decode this language. This language has to be decoded by a certain people who have DNA that connects to the energy that is coming into these people, which is the melanated beings. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, it's not about race, but it is what it is. I mean, as melanated people, we have dark matter in our body. Dark matter is similar to melanin. It is in kinship to melanin. Do you get what I'm saying? So therefore, when the dark matter forms into dark energy, your electrons, which is your negative energy, will automatically pick up on the messages that is going into retrograde within these other planets. Because every message of intelligence has to hit the moon before it strikes the body. Every intelligence from the planet that is going into retrograde has to hit the moon before it strikes the melanin. And when it strikes the melanin, what happens is we start to see things, hear things in the physical realm, and we don't quite understand what's going on. So we start to ask questions, but sometimes the things that we don't understand is not meant for us to try to understand it, because it's the things that's going on in our subconscious mind, because we have parts of us that exist within ourselves that can pick up on what's going on. We don't need to try to figure out this stuff. You already know what's going on, but it's not the you that you are conscious of right now. You have many yous that exist in many places at one time. As long as the sun understands it, you don't have to understand it. As long as the moon and the stars understand it, you don't have to understand it. You know why? Because this is what you are. This is who you are. This is your bloodline. Do you get what I'm saying? And this is why they're trying to put these needles in our children, or try to hit us with these vaccination shots, because they are trying to shut down these new superior capabilities that we have coming into with this new energy that is going to activate this new DNA in us. Remember, everything that is on your mind is in your DNA. They can read what you're thinking through your blood. They can read what you're thinking through your fingerprints. They can read what you're thinking through your sperm, especially your sperm, man. Black males, stop going to these sperm banks, give your sperm up. Because you have to understand that sperm is brain fluid. And your brain is the satellite for your mind. Remember, your brain and your mind is two different things. Your brain is your physical consciousness. Your mind is your spiritual consciousness. You are your mind. So they can detect what's going to change in you by using astrology through your sperm, through your blood. Do you get what I'm saying? So again, while we're running around trying to liberate ourselves on a physical level, there's nothing wrong with sustaining ourselves, taking care of ourselves. But as far as playing the game to the extreme where they want you, I advise you not to do that. Because remember, you are the person who project their reality. Remember that the illusion has its own reality for the people who dwells in the illusion. This is not your world. You are not earth beings. You are sun people. We are sun beings. We are sun beings, not earth beings. Do you get what I'm saying? So we are not only kin to each other physically, which is not really important. We have kinship in higher places beyond this world. Matter of fact, beyond this universe. We have kinship that is not in human form. We have kinship that is older than Africa. We have kinship that is older than China. Do you get what I'm saying? So we have to get out of this mode of trying to identify who we are physically. Because remember that we're not physical beings. You see, so when you hearing NASA talking about they hearing heartbeats in the universe, as they just recently said they found some new heartbeats going on at 10 beats per second. This is not the universe it's talking about. It's talking about you, so-called black people. They are studying the universe, but they are studying you. It has nothing to do with what's going on up there. It has a lot to do with what's going on and what's transforming inside of you. Do you get what I'm saying? So not only that, but NASA is a part of the United States military. Did you know that? Did you know that NASA is the one that gives contracts to the military? And what they do is whenever they are going into certain expeditions of research within the universe, they give you the go ahead as far as you going to tap into the DNA of those black people in the military. And now you're having all these physicals and don't know why. Because they are reading what is going on in these dimensions by way of you. You black people. You are the antenna for what's going on out here. Because you are the all in all. You get the download second. After the ancestors, after the sun, the moon, and the stars. These are living things, as they say, creatures. NASA call them creatures. But the only creatures are the people that resides within NASA. These are the beasts that controls certain aspects of the military. And a lot of people didn't know that. So when you are looking at the function of what melanin is, again, it's not just a part of DNA. Melanin is a receiver and a distributor of intelligence. Melanin has every record of what you were, how you thought, and every dimension that you ever existed in before you came into this body here on this third dimensional plane. Yes, this is how powerful your melanin is. And because it is so non-visual to the physical realm, NASA cannot pick up on the evolution or the new intelligence that is coming into your melanin, which is being struck by the moons after the planets is distributing this energy. There's a new energy coming in. And again, this is why Trump was placed before you to show that they are losing in the underworld. This is them talking to each other and codes. So they have to put Trump up there to show what's going on under there. Trump represented that weak figure. Obama was that second chance that was given to them, but they couldn't even uphold to that. Okay? So, I'm done here. To all my people, I love y'all. Stay focused. And make sure that you stay thinking for yourself. Because again, when you don't think for yourself, somebody else will. And you don't want nobody thinking for you because you don't know what these people are. Just because you see black faces that look like yours, or so-called black faces under classification that look like yours, you don't know what these people are today. Many of us are being created in laboratories and you don't even know it. Many of your leaders are created in laboratories. Many of your leaders are dead and gone and now being controlled by way of satellites from certain laboratories that is set up by NASA. The CERN system, project that was included with NASA. NASA said we cannot have this distinction going on in the underworld with us because the portal is shutting up. The portal is closing up. Did you get what I'm saying? So in the portal, by the portal's closing up, this means that they only have a limited time to stop your brain from shutting down and opening up to higher intelligence. Because believe it or not, I don't care what you say. You have melanated children that they have confiscated in Africa that can fly, not only levitate, but fly, can use their mind to carry thoughts from one celestial body to another. A celestial body is a star, a moon, a sun. They can just like the intelligence bounce from the planet to the moon and then touches your melanin, plucks your melanin. You have intelligence of children that can do that, and they have them in these facilities. But sooner or later, the geomagnetic force field of these children and certain melanated people on this earth that is thinking in the jurisdiction of the energy is going to be able to heat up the force field of the earth to the point where they can't see anything. They won't be able to read anything. Peace.